know what to call this one. Hello again, Internet. This is Olin from What I'm Listening To. Today, I have a bunch of albums, and they're just kind of all over the place as far as albums are concerned. Normally, I have kind of a theme or whatever for my vlogs, but this time, I don't really have a specific theme. These are all albums that I've just picked up over the weeks. Initially, some of them were going to be in one vlog, but then I changed it up, and now it just has become a calamity. So now, I'm going to take a stand here and show off all these things that I have here just to say that they've been in a vlog and I can move on from them. First thing I have here is a Car Seat Headrest album. I've been really into Car Seat Headrests lately, especially their album Teens of Denial. This is one that he had put out prior to Teens of Denial. He initially was just a solo guy and he would do everything. He would record them in these kind of lo-fi environments. And this one he signed on to Matador and got a full band and released this, which is a collection of older songs from different earlier albums, but with a full band. Considering how much I loved his older work and his newer work, this one has to be good. I'm excited to listen to it. It's gonna be great. Next album I have here is a Chelsea Wolfe album, her first album to be exact. Her music is just so desolate and spooky. This album cover in particular is so desolate and spooky as well. The fact that it has no text on it too is just even more appealing to me. I love when album covers just have a simple photo. It allows the listener to kind of look at it and go, I don't know what this is, but it looks cool, and hopefully whatever emotions that are being shown in this album cover are shown in music. I've heard pretty much all of her later stuff, but I haven't really heard much of her older material. She plays with different styles of music, post-punk, gothic rock, doom metal, so I don't know what this one will play with, but regardless, it's Chelsea Wolfe. She's awesome. I'm excited to check it out. This next one is a band that I've talked about this dude quite a bit. This is Shellac. The main guy behind this is a dude by the name of Steve Albany, who has been in a band called Big Black. He was in another band that lasted for a minute called Rape Man. And right after Rape Man, he formed this group. What spawned me to get this album is the song My Black Ass. It just has this really chunky, angsty guitar sound that just sounds so angry and cool. And that's kind of everything off this album and their music in general is just noisy, angry stuff. Even with Rape Man and Big Black, that's always been Steve Albany's style. I found this one in Berkeley, and I would have gotten it earlier because it was at San Francisco a while back, and unfortunately the day that I decided I wanted to get it, it was sold, and so I was sad. So when I went to Berkeley about, a month later, I found this one, and I couldn't really pass it up. I'm happy to finally own a copy of this at Action Park. It's super cool. This band is so awesome, and I'm excited to hear this one. While I was at Berkeley, the other thing I picked up was a Sufjan Stevens record, and that one was The Age of Ads. I'm actually really excited to own this one because this is a Sufjan album that I've been wanting to get for a really, really long time. Every time I went to the San Francisco store, I would always go and check and see if they had this album, and they did. Much like his other stuff, which is very folky, pretty sounding music, this one he decides to kind of ditch the folk stuff entirely and go experimental, electronic, and over-the-top weird. The music is still really pretty. It has some amazing harmonies. It kind of has some orchestral elements to it, but it's just different from anything he's ever done. I'm just so thrilled to finally have a copy of this and finally be able to listen to it and get some diversity in Sufjan's work. work. So this should be an amazing listen.
Too much riding on master. There's too much, too much, too much. There's too much riding on master. There's too much, too much, too much. There's too much riding on master. There's too much, too much, too much.
The next album I have here comes straight from the experimental section. This is a group called Badger Lord. I don't really know anything about this band. Well, I should say I didn't know anything about this band until I did a little research. So what attracted me mostly to this album was the fact that on here, I don't know if you can see that, it says File in Grouper. Grouper I love. She has such amazing, beautiful, creepy music. So the fact that she's involved was one thing. So when I did some research, I found that this is like an experimental supergroup. Not only is Grouper involved in this group, Tom Carter from the Carolyn Bides is also involved with it. Ben Chansey from Six Organs, which is this like creepy folk psychedelic band, is involved with this. Pete Swanson from the Yellow Swans, once again another experimental group, and this dude Rob Fisk, who's been in a bunch of experimental groups. They all came together as one to make this album. I love pretty much all those guys, particularly Grouper and the Carolyn Bides. I had to get it. I could not pass it up. So I'm excited to hear what's on this. I don't know what it will sound like. I don't even know if I'll like it. But I mean, honestly, with everybody involved, it has to be good. Next up, I have another experimental record from the electronic section, not the experimental section. This is Arthur Russell. Symbol, which is this great app, basically it's Instagram for music, has been an excellent source for discovering music. And so there was a guy who followed me on Symbol, and he posted a song from this album. What caught my attention was the cover. There's just something about it that looked really cool, like a shoegaze album or something in that realm. So when I did some research, I found that it wasn't a shoegaze album, but it was this dude who played the cello of all things. He's been around since the 80s, and he used to do disco, alternative, experimental stuff. Unfortunately, he's no longer with us, but this is his last contribution in his discography. And in this record, he explores echo and noise in a very unique way. He decided to play with effects he can do with his voice and what he could do with his cello, and the percussion could be anything from just like slapping his knee or slapping a drum, just one single drum, nothing else. It's very unique music, and when I first listened to it, I wasn't sure what I thought about it, but over time it grew on me, and I just think it's really cool. This is a great album, totally worth checking out. World of Echo.
Your friend did something that put me on fire. It sure could. It sure was.
The next one comes straight from the dollar section. This is Lucy Dacus. There's a slightly funny story about this album. When my girlfriend and I first met, we were swapping mixed CDs of stuff that we both enjoyed. And one of the songs on one of the mixed CDs she gave me was a song on here called I Don't Want to Be Funny Anymore. Seeing as there's a lot of music that I'm constantly listening to, I listened to the song, but I didn't stick with me. So fast forward until now, we're watching one of Amoeba's What's in My Bags, and the dude on the show pulled out this album, and they played that song as the sample. She was like, oh my god, I love this song so much, I gave you this song in one of the mixed CDs. So we go to Amoeba, she picks up this album, it's $9.99. So at another time when I'm at Amoeba, I'm just perusing through the dollar section, and I find this album she got for $10 for only $1. Despite her being kind of upset, she encouraged me to get it because it's a great album, and it really is. It's on the Matador label, which Matador has put out a lot of stuff, including car seat headrests, so that's a good sign. She has a really mature voice, is the best way to describe it. She looks really young, but she just has such a womanly voice, coupled with the fact that her music is just the kind of alternative indie rock that I really like, and that actually fits in quite nicely with Matador. It's all great stuff. This is such a great album to check out. The album's called No Burden. If you find it in your dollar section, definitely pick it up because it probably is $10 somewhere else.
I don't wanna be funny anymore. Yeah, I'll be the gossip here through the grapevine.
The last album I have here is actually technically 3 albums packed in one, but this is a dude called Onitrix Point Never. I got into Onitrix from his album R+7, which is this really unique ambient experimental album that incorporates these kind of jumbly beats. He's kind of all over the place as far as his music is concerned, but that particular album I fell in love with, and that made me want to explore more of his material. So when I was researching what else he had, I found this compilation album, and this is a 3-disc compilation including his first 3 records that I believe initially were self-released before he signed on to a label. What made me buy the album is when I was previewing all the songs on iTunes, there's quite a bit of material on here. It seemed like everything I previewed, even if it was for 10 seconds or less than 10 seconds, everything I heard I really, really liked. I have barely scratched the surface with this. I think I've only really listened to the first couple tracks off the first CD, which is Betrayed in the Octagon. So considering that there's so much stuff on here, I'm sure I will be kept at bay with all this material. I'm really looking forward to diving into this, and seeing as I love his material off R+7, I'm sure I'll dig this one. Okay, internet, that does it for me. I have to go be an adult and pay bills. So, I'm gonna go write some checks. Until then, this is Olin from What I'm Listening To, signing out. Goodbye.